visions of victory here today. 12 are also dreaming about a championship. Could Talladega be the turning point for some in their chase for the Nascar Sprint Cup title? 500
Ready?
miles of hold your breath.
Green.
Is Talladega. It takes almost a complete lap to get these restricted engines up to speed, and during that first lap it looks like a moving parking lot. They are side by side, almost in qualifying spot until
clear low.
in the back. That's Jamie McMurray moves out to make it 3 wide.
These cars are fast, but they have that restrictor plate on there, and it takes a while for the car to accelerate up to full speed.
No one coming up the middle here. 3 wide up top, 3 wide. Got 1 with them. Got 2 with them.
Half a lap or so before they get those last couple miles an hour.
Yeah, you'll see them start getting each other's bumper, and that's whenever they really start picking up speed and doing what we talked about, the back draft, and it really works extremely well on these restarts because that's what they're trying to do, and they start bumping each
And
other.
7 is your last one to be clear to the middle. 11 looking out of line here. Looking out, inside. 3 wide up top.
Ryan Newman there making his way to the
Plenty
back.
with the 11 down there if he needs it.
Travis Quappel. Pole sitter leads the first time by.
I see why everybody was so excited on these Sundays.
Double
Now,
wide to the 7.
here, I understand why everybody.
Watch this 0-0 here.
The drivers, you're always apprehensive.
Got one
about
coming
this
here at the
as we
bottom.
talked
Hold
in
your line.
The pre-race
Coming at
show,
you.
just being a little bit concerned.
88 coming
Right here, we're
inside.
seeing some button drafting taking place. Mike Wallace in that 33 car.
Got 1 tight with him
This
here.
is the first time he's been
3
in
wide in
that
the middle.
car.
Clear to the top. All clear up
in
top.
front of him.
That is first through fifth. 28 left side of your screen. Then the 8 of Almirola, Paul Menard.
2 wide, still inside.
Starting to move back up there. That's Casey Mears, his best starting
And you're all
spot of the
clear.
year.
What I love about this racetrack, you got a lot of new guys at the front. Travis Quappel leading the race. There's Eric Almirola second, and then Paul Menard right there in third. These guys are having fun up front.
Yeah,
That'll be
they
3
are.
wide up
And,
top.
it's always so strange. You start this race out, that inside line moves.
3 through the middle.
And even
Clear
though
high.
the guys on the outside are lined up somewhat, they just can't seem to make it. But they'll start making their charge back, and that's when we're going to be 2 and 3 wide, just like you see right here.
Strategy taking place here for Jeff Gordon. No surprise what he did here a year
Still
ago.
inside.
Now, don't panic. He's not. There's nothing wrong. He's probably just trying to find a spot he's comfortable running in without
Clear
getting in
high.
trouble. He's being very patient right here.
Yeah, he's already seen something that he didn't want to be a part of at this point in time of the race.
That'll be 07 working the bottom here, 1 back. That'll be 3 through the middle when you
begin
get
to
there,
tell
3
you how
wide.
much patience it takes to make everything happen that you want to happen.
Clear low
throughout
if
the
you
day.
need it.
For you Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans, remember the backup engine in the backup car started at the back.
And all clear here.
There he is, making his way by one. Said he was going to try to get there if he could safely early on.
There's an old drafting buddy right in front of him, Tony Stewart. These guys know how to draft together.
Yeah, they do, and he hasn't wasted much time. We see a pass
Still
from the lead
inside.
now.
Mike Wallace.
That's a Richard Childress 4th car in this race. Got
Rich-
Brian Vickers right behind
And
him.
clear low.
Little bump drafting for the Red Bull boys behind them, 83 and 84. That's Vickers and Skinner.
You can see right there where
11 looking at the bottom.
hit the 33
And
car
inside,
and just
inside.
pushed him
Going
by.
outside here. 3 wide in the middle here, 3
Travis
wide.
Quappel there on the inside.
And Mike Skinner's
The
a
28
drafter,
up there with
too,
him, 1
buddy. He knows
back.
how to run these restrictor plate
Still
races.
3 wide in the middle.
Drivers were warned in the drivers meeting this morning, bump drafting is okay, but not in the turns. It can get out of hand in a hurry. Shannon.
Mike Wallace
And you clear high here, all clear.
with his crew chief Shane Wilson, who of course came over from the Nationwide Series.
88 still working the top 1 back. You're good.
Qualified without the aid of a qualifying setup, so they were in race trim. And guys, they said that this car is the real deal. They are here to race.
Shannon, I talked to Richard Childress yesterday. He said this is what they're looking at for 2009. It is a brand new R&D car and an R&D Chevy engine. They decided to
3
run
wide
with the driver
inside.
not in the points to see how it would perform at Talladega. And thus far, it's getting a
Still
pretty
coming
good
at you here.
grade.
Hold your line up there.
So good. And this is the way you do it. You just stick another car out there. This is the time of
Still
year
3
you want
wide.
to prove some of these packages going into the next season.
Yeah, they're all taking their shot.
We
But
got the
Travis
18
Quappel
back there
and
with
that, Doug Yates Ford and with Todd Parrott setting that thing up, still be able to hold all of these guys off right now.
Still 3 wide up top.
The low line's working.
Third car in line is Paul Menard, who's made a lot of news this week, but would like to be able to give back to DEI with a good run here today. Jamie.
Well, he sure would. We saw him running top 10 last weekend, running third right now. He actually
55.
announced this week, as
Side.
you mentioned,
Now
he is
3 wide
going
up top
to
here,
the
3 wide.
Roush Yates stable. He will be teammates with Travis Quappel, your leader. He wants nothing more than to go out on top with DEI, prove that he's worthy and that DEI is worthy of winning here at Talladega. Dave?
his worthy teammate Eric Almirola is right in front of him in
Still
that
3 wide up top.
Talked to Tony Gibson, the crew chief, this morning. Said he's really got a great race car, but he's a rookie. DJ, what do you do with rookies at Talladega?
One back to the 24 work at the bottom here.
You usually hang them out when you get the chance, but you know, these guys do have some experience, and so you'll work with them as much as you can at this point in time of the race.
And Paul Menard knows how to race here.
And back to 3 wide.
Look at Jimmy Johnson. He has said, you know what, you guys can wreck if you want to. I got a great place to be back here until it is time to make a move.
That's pretty far back there. That's too far back for me.
Said
He was concerned about that car.
Said you can't hang back at Daytona.
Still 3 wide up top.
As long as you can see him, you should be okay. We'll find out if anything else is going on when we come back in just a moment.
See Jeff Gordon now pushing Mike Wallace in that outside.
Mike, tell Jeff if he thinks we need to go, we'll go. Never mind.
At the start of the race, but now he's starting to move back forward.
Yeah, he is, and now Mike Wallace jumps down to the inside, so Jeff is the first car there. Got Tony Stewart on his bumper and Kurt Busch right behind him. This will just be a game these guys are going to play all day long, and as we ride along here, you see a little bit of a push from Tony Stewart.
Still inside.
You can see that yellow line there, and these guys cannot go below that yellow line to make a pass. If they go there and attempt to make a pass, and obviously in the corners isn't where they're going to be doing it, but right here as they come off of 4, they cannot get below there and advance their position, or they're going to get penalized.
And the other thing is you cannot force someone below that line without getting a penalty.
NASCAR told them in the meeting, if you go below the line and you're forced down there, you will not be penalized provided you do not advance. You can give that position back and fall back in line. Big concern over the 48 car for Jimmy Johnson, and there is Chad.
Yeah, he's saying drag the brake. He wants the 96 car, Kenny Schrader, to come back there and help him. Dave?
Yep, and he was the closest one to Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy said if Ken isn't comfortable being pushed around the track the way his car is handling, then we'll do something different.
Still double wide all the way back here.
A wide shot there of the 48 and the 96 car. We can tell how close they actually are together at this point, because the idea was for the 96 to be in front, but he is now behind. Schrader is trying to push the 48 around. That's the only car back there.
We've got a line forming at the top here, about 6 cars, 41, 42, 01, about 4 back here.
They figured they needed about half a dozen cars to really help their teammate Johnson to make this work. So that's why the 5 hasn't gone all the way back. Listen to the recent radio on the 48.
I've been working with the 96. He said he's going to come back and get us because they're kind of in the same boat we are. So we can run 2 by 2.
And guys, that's the whole thing. It's 2 by 2 right now.
2 back, coming at you top here.
Overtake him, and then Jimmy will have to
I don't think it's 3 wide in the middle there. 3 wide.
Pass at some point.
Got plenty of company there.
88 car up on the high side. David Gill in there. Remember, Earnhardt Jr.'s come all the way from the back of the pack. 3 lanes coming up off the corner. Gordon in the middle. Gillen and Jr. up high.
If they're getting ready to run up on these 2
Clear to the top.
cars, you can see Jr. really giving a nice push to David Gillen there. Now he goes to the inside of him.
I got to get some air at 260.
Yeah, they're going to run up on these 2 slower cars.
3 wide, 4 wide up top there. 4 wide.
35 car pack moving in on Jimmy Johnson and Ken.
Go 4 wide there.
There comes the leader, David
3 wide.
flashing by, and will put Jimmy Johnson and Kenny Schrader.
And all clear here, all clear.
DJ, you called it in 25 laps.
Yeah, well, the good thing for Jimmy Johnson is there's a long way to go in this. The thing that he can't do now, obviously, is get swept up in a wreck. But
Still all clear.
Have a caution before this day is
working
over.
the very bottom here, 2 back.
That group right there could happen at any point in time. But he will be the first car lap down at this point in time. So again,
Back down to 230 already. Just I couldn't stay tucked up under him that long.
In this group, see if his car is okay. If his car's okay,
You're all clear here, all clear.
If there's something wrong with it, he
Well,
might not be
looking
able to
inside,
maintain his position in here.
yeah, you can see he's fallen in there in that.
I'm not in any hurry right now, Mike. We'll just take care of it here.
As he gets some push.
As soon as it got hot, it started laying down.
Get that thing going back.
Yeah, but we'll just cruise. Got plenty of time here.
He doesn't want the lucky dog. He wants to be in front. He's making a charge to that right now.
His teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. now giving him
19 work at the bottom. Is he coming at you in the bottom here?
there, and he has pushed him by.
Looks like his car's fine, but here goes Junior.
Junior wants to. Yeah, he's got the lead now.
Didn't take him long, boys, from the back
And
to the
inside.
front.
Yep.
How's that for an
It'll be
early
0-1 with you.
last starting spot to the lead in 26 laps at Talladega.
3 wide up
We've
top,
seen
3
that
wide.
before, I believe.
Yes, sir. We've seen it before. These Earnhardts know how to restrictor plate race. Listen to them. They are excited here.
We talk about the last fan.
That's 3 wide up top there with the 19.
Back down to 215.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. becomes the 6th different leader here in the AMP Energy 500.
Questions about it. No questions about it.
And the big one has happened at Talladega. Carnage
Good eye there, Mike.
over the front straightaway here at the exit of pit road.
Work there, boys.
Just been ripped apart.
Make sure you don't want any changes. We'll just put 4 tires and fuel. Yeah, we're good to go.
Car number 1 is gone. There's the 83 car of Brian Vickers. They were 3 wide, back for about 30 spots. No room for anywhere to go.
We heard him say there that the right front tire might have blown on the 83 to create all of this situation. Just as they got to the tri-oval,
it's definitely flat. Our car's going everywhere. We couldn't hardly keep up with where they were going.
David Gilliland, who had already gone to a backup.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Pretty good mess. I don't think so.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s right rear tire. Martin Truex had such a good car.
They're putting the red flag out now to stop because there's so much debris down here.
Yeah, we'll just watch these guys in front of us. We'll walk our way through it.
They will bring the cars around and stop them at the entrance.
Or we'll stop.
And good to see the drivers able to climb out. Dale Earnhardt Jr., by the way, is the leader. He had taken the lead just a moment ago before this happened. There's Brian Vickers.
These cars were all running so tight and so close to each other that, you know, they had to be touching each other. Maybe that's what happened with the right front tire on this 83. But, man, you just knew something was going to happen as close as these guys were running.
Here we go. You can see Vickers right there in the middle. He's up towards the front of the pack because Dale Jr. is the leader of the race.
Oh,
right there.
Man.
Yeah, tire blows.
Well, he just gets misses the 31.
Tends to stand right around 200 to 205 again.
He's fishing his way through that. I'm telling you, he missed
still in that same range, Jared, that I was talking about earlier in the race. Get back there in some situations that drops down another 200. Still, my peak is my peak's 100 more than it was on Friday. And Jason center pedal is perfect today. Forward.
That's like 56 10 truck.
Oh, there we go. Caution's out. Nice job.
Folks, the 11 ran the pan. He was playing around there pushing. He said it was much better there.
So these guys are just riding along in their draft.
Mike, you're going to have to repeat that for some reason. I'm in a bad spot here where I can't hear him.
Yeah, he had a great car.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. You want to come back with that?
Harvick's view looking across from the 29 car.
And you see Jeff Burton right there. He's on the bumper
yep,
of
we're good.
Vickers, but he's able to.
But the 11 car was up there messing around, pushing 18 like you were earlier with the 20.
As we go back to green. Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming on, took on only 2 right side tires, as did the 15 car, Paul Menard, and they sit 1-2.
Then we see the RCR cars right behind that, Jeff Burton and Kevin Harvick, Juan Pablo Montoya. Things will be a little bit calmer here for a few laps.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, do you guys just say, okay, there's the big one. Now let's just chill out here a little bit. And it seems like it is getting a little bit calmer now.
Is there a rule that there can only be 1 big one per Talladega race?
No, trust me. No, we see this right now. They're a little bit spread out. They'll get back to it hot and heavy here shortly. I've thought that before, that, hey, we've taken some out, now everything can calm down, and we can race to the end, but it won't be like that.
Got lots of company with you.
Field coming down. Kurt Busch back in the race, by the way. The 2 car had gone to the garage area with some sort of an engine problem. You heard it sputtering, wouldn't run. He has been able to pull back on the racetrack.
I'll do 3 wide, 3 wide. Clear to the middle.
Kevin Harvick on the high side there getting past. Montoya had a nice push from Denny Hamlin. You see him try to go up, and they're going to.
Here we go.
3 wide on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Double wide still outside. He's got the 17 with him.
13th on back to about 19th spot there. You see Jimmy Johnson in the middle groove. Tony Stewart beneath him. Back up front, change up front for the lead. Juan Pablo Montoya, who finished second in that car back in April, now takes the lead away.
Looks like nobody's able to stay up front. Once they get the lead, it's like they're a sitting duck. Dave?
Juan Pablo Montoya has been very happy
wide
with
through
his
the
race
middle,
car today,
wide.
as he now will not stay
Clear low.
just like Andy said, but the car is very
Still
good.
outside.
And the driver said before this last red flag incident, just need to take care of it. Well, he has been taking care of it, and they got lucky on that last incident. They were running on the low line, right, with Kevin Harvick.
0-1 working the bottom part here.
Mike?
You're all clear.
You just
all
saw
clear.
Denny Hamlin step out of line and make the big pass. Well, that may be in a product. Oh, trouble on the racetrack. Montoya gets shuffled below the yellow line.
Just come on up and
will
let them
blend
blend.
back in
You're
without
fine.
incident. But that was
Make sure
pretty
you give
close,
it back.
Doc.
There you go. You're good. You're good.
Wow, how good was that?
What a move, man. That was incredible.
That's the way it's supposed to work, and it's a good thing that happened right there where there is a lot of room on the backstretch. That's the way things are supposed to happen, as he was forced down.
That'll be 3 wide up top, 3 wide.
So no penalties, I don't think, forthcoming.
Safe to say he didn't crack the throttle because he's still running third.
Yeah, that could have been the big one, too.
Clear to the middle.
Definitely could have been the big one for
3 wide with that 18.
Montoya. If you watch this right here.
You see, he was going down to try to make a move and then gets forced
Still
down
3 wide up top.
by David Reagan.
Now, what he needs to be concerned about would be maybe some contact on that right front. We already saw the right front tire blow on Vickers.
Double wide to the 41.
He didn't lose a spot.
He did not lose a spot in that whole exchange.
How about that? He headed
3
toward
wide.
Aniston and came back and kept his position.
Clear low, clear.
Junior
Here comes
back to the high
Stewart.
side.
Stewart here.
Who's that we see getting ready to take the lead right there?
Is that Jimmy Johnson?
Wasn't he allowed
Still outside.
earlier? Couldn't hang on to
And
the
he said
draft.
it wouldn't run?
Look at this mess here. 3 wide. Kyle Busch back in the middle of that. Denny Hamlin. Look at the waving
All
there.
clear here.
The signals inside the car.
Well, you see, there's Denny Hamlin. He was the leader just a lap ago, and now he's back in the pack. Nobody can stay up front.
Got a line forming up the top, 2 back.
Let's listen to Juan Pablo.
88-17 working the top.
Got a hit. Four, and I was there. Still Nascar. That was a freaking idiot.
All clear.
That guy's a huge wreck. What a moron.
Got one working the bottom of half back.
On you. Look at his
Bumper
rear
inside.
fender. Look at his rear fender. You know, the quarter funnel. I'm there.
That's 3 wide up top, 3 wide. Got the 88 with him up the middle.
Obviously,
3 wide,
Juan
got the helmet
Pablo
away.
rightfully upset. It could have been a big one, as he said. And about the first time the 48 car will lead a lap today. If you just joined
Still
our
3 wide up
coverage,
top.
he was a lap down on lap 25.
Yeah, we heard that radio exchange, and here's what he's talking about. He had a nice run there, and David Reagan moved down. Really surprised that David Reagan didn't get a penalty there for forcing him down there at that point in time. A little dangerous move, and you know, a lot of times you can't understand everything Juan Pablo can say, but I think
Still
we got
3 wide
the
here.
message there.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. back up front, trying to go to the outside of his teammate, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, he was going to jump down there in front of Jimmy Johnson, but he didn't quite have enough room to make that
Double
happen.
wide to the 11. Got the 18 with him.
6 car on the bottom line. There's Jimmy Johnson, the middle line. Now he will pull up in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. That is Mike Wallace.
Back to 3
We're
wide
seeing
up
more
top here.
contact in this race than we see at Martinsville.
Double wide, clear to the middle if he needed.
I'm still concerned about the 42 car's right front fender because he did get pretty good contact on that thing, and it is bent in some.
could be 3 wide to the 17.
Top side there, it's bent some.
Yeah.
On that tire.
You can see a push here. Mike Wallace got up there for just a second, but he got shuffled to the middle. Dave?
And guys, when I talked to Chad Canals this morning, crew chief on that 48 car, he told me it handled great in the pack. The car was awesome in his words, and they made gains since they got here. You know, sometimes you get
Still
here,
3
you
wide.
have what you have, you can't improve the car. But Chad said we picked up some, and if they could just figure out if that motor issue is a real issue or not, 48 might have something for him.
And look at the 33 car on his own. That's the R&D engine we talked about from Richard Chodas Racing. He told me it's what they're looking at for 2009. And DJ, before the race began, you looked over at us and said that 33 car could be the big sleeper today.
Yeah, Mike Wallace does a great job at these races. All you got to do is give him half a car, and he's got a really good race car.
And that'll be 3
It
wide
looks
up
like
top.
he wants to be up front, and looks like that car is very capable of that, too.
What did Chad Canal say? Hope we can just hang on and get a top 10.
Yeah.
Check this out.
And you're all clear here. 42 coming with you.
You crew chiefs are all the same.
You can see Junior just glued to his bumper, pushing him out there.
Yeah, this is teamwork, really working good. You see, even in the corner, they're not really bump drafting, but they are
All
touching.
clear.
Right here, they're in the corner. You see, they're actually touching through there.
Yeah.
Here comes Stewart.
Still outside.
Tony has not led a lap today. There have been 21 different drivers
Still
to
out there.
lead a lap.
33
Here
with
comes
you.
the freight train, though.
Wow, look at
Lots
Montoya
of help
back in
here.
the middle.
Tony had a nice
And
run
all
and went
clear.
below by himself, below Junior and Jimmy Johnson. Then he was able to get the help from Mike Wallace to push him to the
Still
front.
leader.
His first time in the front today. Jamie?
Yeah, pretty darn good for a car that was wrecked on Friday, and that big one for Tony Stewart. The team, Greg Zipadelli, did a great job with the team fixing this car. NASCAR allowed them to stay in the garage 2.5 hours longer than they were supposed to get this car fixed. They had a new splitter on it. He's gone from the back to
got a second line work in the middle there with the 42 and the 17, about 3 back.
Make it officially 34 lead changes, 22 different drivers, and we're still 14 laps away from halfway.
Yeah, the last lap by, Jimmy Johnson and Dale Jr. were first and second. That time by, they were 11th and 13th. So, happens in a hurry.
2 back work in the middle here. Coming at your 42 and 17. That'll make it 3 wide in the bottom, 3 wide. Yellow is out behind you. Yellow, yellow. Yellow makes it free in the back stretch.
And that will bring out caution for the
Mike, let Jimmy and Junior know. I just wanted to get my 5 there.
Yeah, 10 more.
That's the damage. 2 right sides, and we'll assess damage.
They do have quite a bit of damage. You can see part of that tire laying there, but they do have these tires, as you've documented before, Andy, these tires blow out. They really create some damage.
All the damage you see from on the car was from the tire blowing out. Wow. Right in front of these guys, too. Look at this. What a good job Mike Wallace does not to wreck and then take a lot of these guys out. Yeah. He doesn't even really get sideways. It just blows out and he just keeps going.
There's even more damage. You can see all of those aluminum panels and things coming out, so that's probably going to create as much problem for him as anything else.
See David Reagan going down to avoid the debris. Now here is Michael Waltrip picking up a part of that tire carcass that's bouncing off the nose of his Toyota.
Yeah, that does some damage too.
Yeah, we saw that on the 48 car. He took one of those carcasses right in the front end and broke one of the splitters.
Yeah,
this is a lot of damage here. Yeah. It's even up on the roof and windshield area. Yeah, Michael, they gave Michael a hammer. He's working on it from the inside.
Mike Wallace who had a great race car here in the 33 car now, trying to get this thing pieced back together. Crew kid for the 55.
Sitting above the windshield right there. Okay.
That's Chris Hall, the front tire carrier, giving us the shots there. They're trying to put that piece on the roof.
These guys are ready. They've got pieces already made in case something like
this happens. Pit road's open this time.
They got these screw guns. They're self-tapping screws. They stick right in there, and they do pretty well. They'll hold this on if they get enough of them in there.
I get a couple more screws in it where to stay down right here. We're going to have to stand him.
Yeah, you wonder why that would do that much damage, but you have to understand he was running 190 miles an hour, and that piece of tire is pretty heavy in itself.
How many are we doing, bud?
But that is a lot of damage.
Right side fuel, you're going on the jack, okay? Going on the jack.
By the way, still on the lead lap, being shown right now as the final car on the lead lap in 29th spot. Jamie.
And Matt Kenseth said that his temperature is pegged about 290. They're going to take
4 wheel straight, foot on the brake.
And on the right side, they're going to put tires and leave the left sides alone for the 17. Dave?
Juan Pablo Montoya liked running out front, top of your screen. They will take on 2 tires to try to keep their track position.
Clear up after the 28 there. Clear up.
All clear here. 4,200 all the way to the cone.
The 2 go back, and they will go for 4. Mike?
Another team looking to keep his track position is the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Right sides only, and they're away.
Stop, boys.
Chad Knaus, no surprise, opting for 4 tires on the 48 car. Montoya getting 2, losing a couple spots. Nemechek up 7 positions. We are under caution for the 5th time today. Still not even at halfway. .45 laps to go here in the MPG 500 at the world's fastest stock car facility, Talladega Super Speedway. The top 8 cars did not come back on the pit road a moment ago, but everyone else did on the lead lap. Came in and topped off to try to make it on fuel.
One coming on the bottom here. One car all by himself. We're all clear.
Jimmy Johnson, the top 5, as we get the green waved here once again. Can those guys that come in, can they make it, Andy?
Well, they think they can. That's why they came in and got gas. So it's going to be close for a lot of these guys, especially the guys that did not come in, unless they're getting great mileage. Some of those guys up front may not be able to make it, even if they did come in, so that's why they didn't come.
David Reagan running in 2nd spot. Started at the back of the pack because of an engine change on Friday. Got to the front in 17 laps. Still looking for that very first NASCAR Sprint Cup victory. Kyle Busch hoping to turn his chase fortunes around. We talked about Talladega being a turning point. He has yet to get a top 25 finish in 3 chase races. That could change here in the next 44 laps.
It could or could not, depending on what happens in this. We haven't even gotten to the wild part of this race yet.
Yeah, here's the other thing, too, guys. We haven't seen what some of these guys can really do. We know Carl Edwards has been hanging out at the back. Who are these other guys that have really not shown their hand that we're going to see come up here and be a player at the end of the race?
I think we've seen the hanging back part of it. I think even though if I were doing it, I would be a little more conservative than going right now, because you've gone this far. Why not take it a little bit further? But we can see Carl making his way towards the front. I think they're finished with that strategy.
Now teammates starting to hook up a little bit. That's 12th and 13th to 0, 7, and 29. Boyer, remember, he's the only chase driver who has yet to lead today. Harvick behind him. Upper line, you see Kenseth starting to come, and cousin Carl now starting to push his way up there instead of hanging back so much.
Get a few other guys pushing. We heard Dale Jr. tell us a while ago that they were already starting to cut each other off.
I think this 99 car is extremely strong because he ran at the back of the pack, and he could at will run right back up to these guys. So he might have a real strong horse we haven't seen yet.
This is the car that Carl Edwards used to finish second in Daytona when it was brand new back in July.
Still single file all the way back.
There's that outside line right there. He and Matt Kenseth, and they're kind of headed backwards as these other guys are going.
Mike, that might have been an experiment right there. Mike?
Well, guys, if you remember, basically they've had 1 year, all these teams, 1 year to develop their restrictor plate program with this new car because it debuted here 1 year ago. I spoke with Bob Osborne about that at the beginning of the day, asked him where they improved the most. He said, in the bodies. He said, believe it or not, when we were back here in October of last year, the bodies were just kind of flapping around in the wind.
Nice line forming up top there, about 3 back.
Racing to the car and have made this car much more aerodynamic, and because of that he feels like it's much more
48 and 88, 2 back.
And his teammate Matt Kenseth, I talked to his crew chief earlier today.
42 looking at the bottom and inside. Got plenty of company here.
On our super speedway cars at Roush Fenway, we concentrate on the tracks like mile and a
88
half
looking at the middle.
He said
And 3 wide up top, 3 wide.
in our shop that are dedicated to these super speedway
Hold
cars.
your line there.
And
Still 3 wide here.
Confidence in their car. The 17 Matt Kenseth been strong all day, guys.
Thank you, Jamie. It's 3 wide. There's Bobby Labonte, who has a very good car in the middle of that group. Casey Mears behind him, who started on the outside of the front row.
Still 3 wide up top.
Jimmy Johnson there, and also in the fray. Dave.
And he's in that outside line. That is where he said he wants to be. Now, you might be wondering about that motor and the fact that they removed that rev limiter chip earlier today. Has it been better for him as he drops to the rear right now? It has been. He said before, I had to hold the throttle down and I couldn't keep up. On these last runs, I've been able to go half throttle sometimes and stay with the pack. This is the best it's been all day long.
Still 3 wide.
Kyle Busch moving back down across the racetrack to try to stay in front of Montoya. That's where they finished here back in April. It was Montoya who pushed Kyle Busch through the traffic. Now a little pushing and shoving with the 88 and the 42.
I like the way this 88 and 42 have been working together today. They seem to have a really good combination going.
Yeah, I heard Junior talk about that they a lot of respect for each other, and they got fast race cars, so we'll see them see if they can work their way by Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch trying to hold on with a lot of eager, anxious people behind him. Shannon.
Well, Kyle Busch, 2 right sides on that last pit stop, did not
Still 3 wide.
fuel. His spotter told him that is the line that you want to be in, the 42, the 88, and the 31. But I got to ask you guys, how dangerous is Kyle Busch leading this race, possibly taking a gamble, knowing that he really has nothing to lose?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Double wide
The thing is that all these passes that we've seen for the lead earlier today, when guys just
48 says I'll work with you all day here.
That's by the wayside now. It's time to protect your turf, and Kyle Busch out there, he can make that Toyota as wide as anybody here.
He won't be able to block all 3 lanes, though, and we've seen it get 3 wide when these guys get racy.
So in other words, what you're saying is no more Mr. Nice Guy.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. No, we're inside of 40 laps to go, and these guys, all the giving that they've done before, it's just going to be all take.
Still 3 wide up top.
RCR cars, 4th, 5th, and 6th. None of those 3 have won here at Talladega.
Just behind this group of cars is Carl Edwards coming on the outside. We talked about him trying to make that work. You can see him up on that high line with his teammate Greg Biffle.
It's going to be 2 wide there to the 66.
Down inside of Casey Mears.
The 5 hung out up top.
On the high line. Travis Quapple actually leading that Ford charge.
They got 3 strong Fords right there. David Reagan, another one in there. He's right behind Bobby Labonte.
Clear high. The 15 and the 8 coming strong there, 2 back up top.
42 car, we talked about Montoya. The last, for you Dodge fans, the last time a Dodge won at Talladega, how about August 1976?
Double wide, still inside.
32 years ago. How special would that be if Dodge could pull it off today? And Montoya has got one strong horse.
Ready? And green.
The frustrations for Ganassi, Sabatis, and Dodge. Might mention that Denny Hamlin out of the race has been transported to a local hospital for further evaluation. Jeff Gordon out of the race in the garage area with engine difficulties after an accident. He will finish 38th. And we have less than 20 to go at Talladega.
Nice little restart there by Montoya. And Casey Mears right on his bumper. This is going to be interesting to see how these guys want to play. I know that you want to try to be leading, but that's just, I can't imagine that's the place to be whenever we get down to that final lap. But you got to get yourself in that position somewhere in that top 5 if you're going to have a shot at winning.
Casey Mears began the day on pins and needles, knowing that they were expecting the birth of his first child back in Charlotte. He was thinking about getting out of the car if she went into labor to head back there. She has not. He said, I'm going to stay in race, and it might end up for a very special day for Casey trying to hold on to second spot.
Clear low, clear.
It's going to be interesting to watch as we see this. These first 6 cars have broken away just a little bit, but actually the first 7 there.
Still outside. And clear to the top. 41 with you.
Still don't know who the players are going to be in this mix for the win. I mean, it's good. It could come from somebody all the way at the back.
3 wide in the bottom, 3 wide.
Look at this, 4 wide.
Double wide, still outside.
All the way down on the inside. David Reagan up there on the outside, getting a little push from the 17 of Kenseth and Nemechek.
Yeah, we got Johnson and Edwards back in this group.
And clear to the top, all clear.
Right there. Kyle
Busch, yep.
Michael Waltrip, who was just leading the race a while ago. So they got plenty of time. They just, you know, they're wanting to get in. They're wanting to be the ones in position that leads this group to the front.
6 work at the top with the 17.
As you said, guys, the top 7 single file, but now the second pack is reeling them in.
You're all clear here.
Just take a couple of laps, and they're going to when they come, and that's the thing about it right now is when that outside lane comes, and they've got a fast car leading them, they're going to come fast, and that's when the guys up front are going to have to decide exactly what they're going to do. Are they going to stick with their plan to stay right there in the bottom, or one of these guys in that first 7, are they going to jump out there and try to be leading that front group?
I think that's the key. That top 7 right there. If they stay lined up, it's going to be
plenty of help for rock and roll in the top, baby. Come on.
You see Tony Stewart now starting to move up on the outside. Now somebody else moves up. And when they see this group coming, these other guys will pop up right in front of them like this. Jamie?
Well, Andy, the 20 car was running up front. It was all by design 20 laps ago when it started getting crazy in that front pack. His spotter said, drop back. It's getting crazy. That's exactly what Tony did. Drop back to about 30th. Now he's making his way forward, finding his friends, and seeing if he can make it back to the end before the end of the race. Dave?
Jamie, Casey Mears working the low line in that 5 car, at least the last time around, and he still is in second place there. Crew Chief Alan Gustafson told me this morning he wasn't surprised that they were not good, that they were good. He was
2 by 2 all the way back.
Second, and that changed their strategy for the day. They've run up front most of the day and been near the front pack, as now they get that challenge on the outside.
Still inside.
Tony Stewart on the high side gets a little help from the 17 car, Matt Kenseth.
As you can see, as Matt pushed him out there, then Tony lost his partner to push him right at that point. So they were able to come back on the inside. Now they're just lined up double file for about 3 rows, and then it's triple wide after that.
Yeah, give a call to the 22 car. Dave Blaney had
still with you.
Troubles early on. They were able to work on the car through several pit stops, and now Blaney,
and clear, all clear.
Bill Davis car being shown in the 8th position. There's a 22 right in front of Dale Jr.
He's got some good help right there with that 88 car pushing. See that? He gets a big shove up through the middle.
Yeah, I didn't think Dale Jr. was going to want to stay down that
work at the top.
Get down that bottom in your
16, outside. Got the 99 with them. Keep coming. Well, they're wrecking behind you. Wrecking big behind you here. Keep coming. We're all good here. All good. Yellow's out. Yellow. Great job.
When you get around them.
And
Kevin, a lot of chasers involved in this one.
Oh,
17.
When you get off there, if you can drive it.
this is definitely the big one we were looking for, guys.
That hurt some major cats there.
We had seen it, and we wouldn't see this, but
These guys hung back all day, and that's what they get in then.
We don't have any brakes.
You keep your eyes open for debris back there.
We told her, look at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car all torn up in the front. We mentioned Talladega could be the turning point in the chase.
this is definitely a turning point for these guys right here. All these chasers involved.
Carl Edwards all day long tried to stay out of trouble. You see Juan Pablo Montoya headed to the garage area. 17 involved.
Your teammate there in the 99 took you guys out.
Biffel's car's destroyed.
Be interesting to see on the replay exactly what did happen.
Travis Quapple, the pole sitter, brand new car. Heavy damage on his
Mike,
car.
you see anything so far?
22, Dave
Negative.
Harvick also damaged. He's sitting on pit road there, right side and left front damage.
Do you need another pen, Doc? I see you writing all these numbers down. Are you out of ink?
I'm running out of ink. Is writing people down in this incident here. Again, Biffle, Edwards, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kenseth. 29 of Harvick. There's Carl Edwards, who had spent all day trying to stay out of trouble, trying to dodge people on pit road, even pitting a lap late to stay away from contact.
Yeah, that's frustrating to have a car as good as Travis Quapple had today to end like that.
Yeah, and he was almost by
they're gonna
clip
stop
in
you
the
down
right
here.
rear, and that's what's so frustrating for him.
Let's show you again here. 14 laps to go. And the big one, 2, takes place.
You see these guys coming on the high side. See Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle up on the high side making a real run. You see Blaney gets turned a little bit there, but that was okay. That looked like that could be big. But the trouble's going to start right up here in the front whenever looks like maybe the 99 gets into the back of the 16. That's all 3 Roush cars that it takes out right there. And Dale Jr.
Look at Jimmy Johnson just squeezed by this.
Tossing back to battery 1 here. Just
Jimmy Johnson yet.
run just
We
my
talk
helmet
about
fan
bump
here.
drafting, it's
That's
hard
why I
to
did
see
the
from
first
that angle
red
we were
with
right
our
there,
eyes.
but
Just
bump
remind me to
drafting
switch
in
it
the
back.
corners. You have to believe that Biffle got a shot right there. I don't think that the car would just turn sideways. Jimmy Johnson right there in the middle, just behind Kevin Harvick, who was involved in the accident, but Jimmy Johnson's going to slip through.
Green, green, green.
43 races for Tony Stewart without a victory in NASCAR Sprint Cup going back to Watkins Glen in 2007. He has never won at Talladega in 20 starts. This is his 20th start today. He has finished second 6 times.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing stat that he's put himself in position that many times to win, and it just hasn't gone his way. But this could be the opportunity he's looking for. You see Joe Nemechek giving Tony a push down the back straightaway on this restart.
Elliott Sadler hanging right there with them. Elliott now backing up about 4 or 5 car lengths.
You don't want to get too big a lead. These 2 cars just kind of shot out there about 5 or 6 car lengths. The danger here
single
is
file all the way
these guys
back.
stay organized behind you. They'll come like a freight train when they get there, because they're going to come back to these leaders.
Elliott's backed up to David Reagan, trying to get a push now from Reagan. See if the second line can catch him and go by him. Here they come.
19 coming to the top. Got the 6 with them. Too bad.
15 cars that are probably capable of winning this race.
Right with you.
Now Tony goes up and makes a big block on Elliott Sadler.
Elliott knows how to get it done at these places. He's won some of the 150-mile qualifying races at Daytona. Hasn't ever won here. Yeah, he knows the good and the bad here. He's run awfully well, but he's also ended up on his roof. So, but he is glued to Tony Stewart's bumper right now.
Right, single file all the way back. You guys are clear by 5.
Just 2 cars get hooked up together, and how they get away from everybody.
I still don't think that's a good thing to get that far out ahead of these guys.
I don't know. I'll take my chances. Let's get away from the rest of these before something else happens.
Well, there's still 8 laps to go that time by.
Toyota and Dodge, Subway and McDonald's. Could be a little battle of brands here. these final laps.
You guys are clear by 10.
Well, Doc, if Elliott Sadler's able to pull this off, there will be somebody back at home cheering real hard. That's his crew chief, Rodney Childers. Childers is not here. He left on Friday because his wife gave birth to twin boys. Instead, Kevin Kidd is on top of the pit box, calling the shots for Elliott Sadler this weekend and trying to push that 19 car to victory. Elliott holding his spot right now behind Tony Stewart, looking for the win.
Right, 7 laps to go when you get here.
7 laps to go this time by.
They've got a huge lead right now.
Yeah. Elliott and I are scheduled to fly to
Not good.
a couple of days for some business, and I'll be glad to wait on him if he wants to go to Victor Lane. That won't be a problem.
DEI cars back there, including the rookie Regan Smith and the 0-1. Their 6 is Reagan and the 2 DEI cars of Smith and Menard.
Yeah, here comes a fast car. We've talked about David Reagan all day, and we've wondered, does he have the experience to know what to do at the end of this race with a fast race car to win? I feel like that he got...
6 and the 0 want to be working the top here in a second.
It's amazing that he was able to, so he might look at this best chance to
Now
win.
they're all mine.
David Reagan is
0-1 to 15 working the bottom.
races without a victory. Now they go on the inside of him. The DEI cars hook up together. Menard pushing Regan Smith.
Still all clear here.
Back of Tony Stewart.
Yeah, they've hung Elliott Sadler out. You see Jeff Burton coming up through here. Another driver hungry for a win. He's got 4 fresh tires also.
Jimmy Johnson kind of vanished from the screen, taking the conservative approach, I'm assuming.
I told you it was 5 to go this time. It's all single file here.
Lead in the points by any means, so kind of interesting they would opt for this choice.
That big wreck sure changed the complexion of the race. We saw it was really crazy with 3 wide,
Yeah.
6, 7 deep. Now we're seeing single file racing that we haven't seen all day long.
No, but I don't think we're through seeing our double wide racing here. I think we see these first 6 cars in your screen there and 7 with the 66 car there, but there's a group right behind them that is catching them, so I think that they're going to be in the mix before this is over.
Yeah, that's 14 cars. The very back car of this 14 is the 00 of Kenny Wallace. Now all these are on the lead lap, first to 14th. There's Kenny.
5 to go.
Right side of your screen.
How about Regan Smith in second? We haven't talked about him all day long, and here he is right up there in the middle of this. Scott Riggs doing a great job once again.
5 laps to go, and Regan Smith is in that second spot you said you wanted to be in.
That's where I wanted to be.
Still all single file straight back.
25-year-old Regan Smith. What would you imagine? You're at Talladega and you're chasing a 2-time Cup champion Tony Stewart.
31 moved to the top with the 07 there, about 4 back.
A little bit behind these guys, trying to form another lane. You see Jeff Burton's car just kind of peeking
Got
out from
nothing
the
up there.
outside.
Yeah, he got kind of shuffled out there.
Just slowing on the bottom here.
Car filling that space. So they're second, third, and fourth right now.
They got the numbers.
4 laps to go.
Yeah, they got a tough man in front to try to pass Tony Stewart.
31 and 0.
4 to go, 4 laps.
Up in the outside, 2 of the Richard Childress cars. There's Burton and Clint Boyer. If they can get that high groove to work, looks like that Elliott Sadler might move up there with them.
Top 7 single file here.
Final 4 laps at Talladega Superspeedway.
Who's going to be content on just
behind you? Double behind you. Yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Put debris up at 2. Yellow, yellow. Put debris up at 2.
Jamie McMurray's car slowing off of turn 2. Looks like cut tire.
Yeah, looks like a right rear tire has gone flat on the 26. This is probably going to set up a green white checker.
Listen, go down there and you tell him when we get this restart, get on my bumper and push like a son of
make things more interesting.
Don't let up.
It's going to be harder for him to
You
get
got it.
organized and make moves on a green-white checker, or if we may just have 2 laps to go, depending on how long it takes him to get it cleaned up.
Okay, DJ, if you're Tony Stewart and you got the lead, hang on, I'll ask you just a moment. Let's show you what happened here to McMurray over in the corner.
Blew that right rear tire and didn't hit anything.
Green, green, green.
Back a little bit, trying to get a run on Tony. Tony's not going to, he's smart enough, he's not going to let those guys get too far behind him there. But you can see that the 8 car held back quite a bit. Elliott Sadler's going to try to pass him. Yeah, there they go. Yeah, that wasn't a good move on Eric Almirola's part there. He's going to lose
top
that
3
spot,
clear by
maybe
4.
more.
So now you've only got 2 DEI cars there in that line where you had 3.
Yeah. And that can make a huge difference when it comes down to trying to draft past Tony Stewart.
David Reagan now trying to right on the
Single
back
file
side
straight
of
back to the
Elliott
white.
Sadler. Remember, he was able to push Sadler by a moment ago.
You know, in this scenario, I talked about waiting until the very last lap and coming through the trial. Well, the bad thing with this is there's only one attempt. If these guys wreck now, then you blow that chance. So in this scenario, you might not can wait that
single
long.
file straight back.
Coming out of turn 4, it'll be white flag this time by for Tony Stewart.
Here's the white.
Regan Smith, the rookie behind him. Menard is there.
19 movements to the top, 2 back. By himself.
Yeah, he's not getting any help, though. He made a great move there, but nobody wanted to go with him.
I can't
Nothing for you up
these
there.
Guys,
Just falling back. Stay with it.
With second and third. They're going to have to go for it here.
Now watch the 31 and the
Top 8
07.
single file.
Teammates for Childress, Burton, and Boyer.
They want to try single file.
They're all wanting to go, but everybody's just filling that spot, so they're not getting that opportunity.
David Reagan hasn't won. Regan Smith, the rookie. Paul Menard is there.
Single file all the way back.
Tony Stewart has never won at Talladega in a NASCAR Sprint Cup car.
He's going to have to do a lot of blocking right here. They've got to run on him.
Out of line. Inside. Keep coming. We're good. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Actually, I think it's legal on the last lap. He might have got it right there.
There ain't no way, man. Below the yellow line. He was below the yellow line. He didn't win the thing. Where's my official?
We still haven't got an indication, but it looks like Regan Smith won this race.
He went right down there and took the spot.
187.
You heard Tony Stewart, some of those guys commenting on you can't go below the yellow line to make that pass. There's Tony inside the car. We are waiting to get definitive information from NASCAR.
He definitely passed below the yellow line pretty much the whole way.
Don Darby, Mike Kelton are having a discussion.
We'll see. Good effort.
Here's the replay again. Watch a 0-1.
And he got forced down there. I mean, Tony Stewart actually forced him down a little bit.
20 is the winner. The 20 is the winner. Victory lane, baby.
Tony Stewart has won.
Hell yeah.
Tony Stewart is the official winner here at Talladega. They would not allow that pass below the yellow line.
That's the only way.
Thanks, Smoke. Thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
All right, guys. We finally got us one at Talladega. Woo!
Great win for Tony Stewart and his team.
And the 43 race.
Smoke, I will see you in Victory Lane, bud.
Great job, everybody. Proud of you.
Alabama.
Hell yes, you will. Let's get her, boys.
He got to hand it to Regan Smith. He gave it all he had. That's the only shot he had.
Well, yeah, no, that's there for a reason. So you have to make the move to the outside. I mean, you know, obviously the rule's in place for a reason, and so you know he gave it a shot. But you know, again, it forces you to make that move to one side, and it would have been interesting to see. He had a run if he could have taken that to the outside.
Yeah, he did have a little bit of a run, and if he takes it to the outside, it looked like he was going to. He actually tried to fake Tony to the outside.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be his argument that Tony forced him there.
And he does have somewhat of an argument, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on how you look at it.
And it's a Gatorade bath as he prevails in victory lane. Tony, Greg Zeppedelli, your crew chief, told me this morning the way this year has gone, he's been numb. There's been no feelings. What has it been like for you trying to get back to victory lane?
Yeah, I love you too, guys. Man, it's one thing to get back to victory lane, but to do it at Talladega, this is one of about 4 places I haven't won a cup race at, and man, talk about wanting to win. I've wanted to win here for so long. I got so many friends down here, and Red Farmer and Donnie Allison and all these fans, man. I mean, there's so much orange up there, and I know this hasn't been one of my favorite places on the fan side. You know, people haven't always liked me here, but this was for those guys up in the stands today.
Tony, take us through that last lap, especially the pass at the end. What was going through your mind?
Just don't get too big a gap behind me, and I knew with 3 DEI cars behind me it was going to be tough to hold on, but we got a really good push from Regan on the back stretch there, and I was